The gel coat is set up for a couple days now, so we're ready to get ahead and start sanding. And you can see, and the light right now is brutal, but you can see the texture that's left from that foam roller. Now over here, you can really see the difference when it's really thick. You know, here it's a little thinner. You can see it's a lot more textured. Where here it was really thick and it really smoothed out quite a bit. But we're ready to go ahead and start doing a little bit of sanding and see how this looks. What we do is we start up with our little trusty spray bottle here. We got some. It's just water and soap suds, you know, like dishwashing soap, and we use that just to give it a little bit of lubrication. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit this edge a little bit with some 220 just to see how it is. This is the spot where we had that burn. It's coming right down. You can see we got a roof back on here again. We had actually contemplated not putting this roof back on at all, only because once we put a windshield on that console, it's not going to fit under that bar. So we know we're going to be taking this down pretty soon anyway. But the problem we're having right now is the sun. Now right there you can see the difference between the sun and the shade. And you can imagine staring at that sunny part the whole time I'm working out here. You just end up going snow blind. It's not too good for your eyes. But we got the cover back on, which is nice because it cools us off probably 10 or 15 degrees. And you know, it's like 85 here. Our winter is just about over. So we shouldn't have too many more cold days. Of course, cold for us is in the 50s. So we put the cover back on, which is good for me. I can see better. I'm seeing a bunch of wasps around here again, so I'm sure they'll enjoy it. But now I can go ahead and get back into doing a little sanding. All right, so we're going to start with our 320. Our soapy water. Now on this front face, this is all going to be a cushion. So we just want to make sure that the edges are good, because and the background has to be fairly smooth, just for the adhesive tape to stick to it. All right, so we got our initial sanding done here. We've hit this with 320, and now we're going to go ahead and hit this with the 400. Now, the reason we're doing that is the 320 puts a certain depth of scratch into the gel coat. Now the 400 is going to put a lighter scratch into the gel coat. Then the 600 will make a lighter scratch. 800 lighter scratch, 1000 even a lighter scratch, where it gets to where you're almost, you might not even feel like you're sanding much, but you're just removing that little bit of material to get the scratch lighter and lighter and lighter with each time. Now, of course, the final is we're going to hit this with some rubbing compound. Now, the rubbing compound also has material in there which will give you a very light scratch, but again, it's so light it's actually a shine, so that's where your shines come from. So let's go ahead and start our 400. We do 400, 600, 800, 1000. We'll keep going, and you'll see that they go quicker and quicker now that we got that initial all the pock marks and stuff and brush strokes, that's all gone now. Everything is just, we're just sanding the gel coat. Okay, so we've sanded this now with 400, 600, 800, up to 1,000. So this is now ready for some rubbing compound to be buffed in and wax. We're not going to start that yet because we still have more to do. Yeah, I'm always trying to give you the full effect of what it's like to actually be here working on this boat. So sometimes the videos are a little long and boring, but just to give you an example, videos maybe 20 minutes long or so, but what you see me do there took probably a total of about 4 hours by the time I got everything sanded down to the point where it's ready now to actually be polished up. So there's a lot of time that went into this, and a lot of that time was because we didn't spray it, because we went ahead and we rolled it and tipped it, so that really the initial sanding, that the area that we did with the 320, that first bit, is really what took the most time, because that is where we were getting rid of everything that was big. Any ridges that the roller had left, brush marks that the brush had left. That's the 320 was really the sandpaper that was doing the vast amount of the heavy work, and it took a lot of time. It was nice having the hose because I could just go ahead and spray it down and keep my area clean. If I was doing this inside, I wouldn't have been able to do that, but if I was doing this inside, I would have sprayed. So you got your pros and cons. On the next video, we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish up those the console and that front seat. They're going to go a lot quicker because you've already had the pain of watching me do that back seat. And believe me, watching it is nothing like doing it. So we'll get those two front seats done. We'll see if we can get some polish on these seats and let you see what they look like when they're done. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.